First up, going to be Chovy just taking the TF, which, you know, when you already have the Kate Karma in the side lane, this allows you really to play to your side lanes. You also can speed up the TF, slow them with a pillar, set up the gold card very easily. It's going to make it kind of a nightmare for the Xin Zhao, having to try and survive against easy setup for a stun card into a trap.
Mel, wait, top TF?
Oh yeah, looks like it's going to be, I presume, the ADTF that we used to see all the time.
I think it has been played elsewhere. That's a smolder. Hitting him with that smolder. No, never mind. It's going to be Corky, as we predicted. And so, yeah, that top TF. I think I've heard whispers about the top TF around the world, but we haven't seen it so far here in the LCK just yet. And her Q took a little bit of a hit as well. She's probably still fine, although not right now, as Sponge is just going to turn the wind into lightning. Audacious Charge is going to get denied, though, as Chovy flashes away, but still, Flash now on cooldown.
And the rebuttal cooldown. It's now gone, so there's some abilities that I feel like are so game warping.
What about the ability to die?
He still has rebuttal, he's fine.
All right.
Only 6-second cooldown, rank 1. Oh, 6 days?
Wow. Okay. Last team to lose against Twisted Fate, as Keen is 100% win rate, 7-0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's the nice thing, is that you can go Ghost because you have, you'll get the free TP, but you also have your ult as well.
Scout goes in. Chovy rebuts an ebb and flow, which is crazy. The ulti comes down, and Scout mitigates it. That would be really good. It's looking difficult at the moment, especially if top lane has anything to do with it, as Keen just throwing cards at King, and he does have his Ghost now as King flashes away, and Sponge shows up. Keen is still looking for an angle, though, as Canyon's moving in. Oh, the pillar placement not perfect for killing the Gnar, and Sponge does have his ultimate. Stun is going to connect, though. There's a subjugation. Wildcards do not do very much, but still. Yeah, at least for the moment. Keen has his quest teleport up and available now. Kingin with his regular one. And, oh, that Mantra Q actually hurting a fair bit. Peacemaker is going to go wide, though, as Sponge wants to be able to get control of this crab. The Canyon, he's got other plans, as Lehen's going to have to flash out of the way. Ticked over 12 minutes, as there's the tidal wave. Will be avoided here by Gen.G, and the Aqua Prison also goes wide, as now Scout's in a very awkward position. Can go between the worlds, but still gets decorated by Chovy's Q, and he has to flash in the end. Finally, he gets overwhelmed and taken down, and so there is that first blood at 12.5 minutes. The Dragon was blocking the pillar placement, so it kind of looked like he just decided not to use the ult.
They might be thinking the same thing. Yep, there's TPs coming through.
The double teleports flanking on both sides as Canyon now trying to move back to see whether he can defend. It looks like Gen.G are just going to try and get themselves out, but Canyon may not be so lucky. Does, of course, have access to the subjugation to try and become much more tanky here, but it can certainly be very difficult. He flashes out of the way as Kingin will be able to stack up the Hyper, and there is the kill. Very nicely done. I'm glad that we got Duro's perspective, but I'm not entirely sure why we did. As, okay, Destiny going to come on through here as Keen gets a little bit of an angle. The Crescent Guard is fantastic, though, as Keen just fighting alongside Scout. Scout is going to get pushed away. Taeyu now in a little bit of trouble as Ruler will take a bit of poke damage, but there is a dead Xin Zhao, and with Sponge down, there is no way that they can combat this Herald. That'll be Soul Point over to Gen.G.
It's so hard to approach.
Did I say Herald? I meant Dragon.
Yeah, Dragon. It's so hard to approach when Gen.G have control of the area. They have this line of traps, they have the TF, they have... and Gen.G pick up more gold, more advantages.
Oh, Lehens is dead.
A kill onto the Nami and their third dragon of the game.
여기까지 하고 빼가 그냥. 야 밀어내는 생각 빼자.
Alright. So he was just gonna head towards the top side.
뭐야. 잡았어.
What is this? Sorry, Lehens. He probably didn't even say sorry.
Probably didn't even say sorry.
He just said thank you for the money. Thank you, Lehens.
Oh,
that might have been what he said.
Looking for an angle here.
Yeah, Scout goes between worlds. Decent amount of damage there onto Keen and Canyon. Flash out from the Twisted Fate, who gets the Inspire Shield from Duro. And then the Snare. It's fantastic for the disengage. Tidal Wave not doing much of anything at all there, as the ulti from Chovy is going to soften up at least Sponge, but otherwise Everyone else looking okay. Oh, Ruler was just in mid lane.
Yeah, Keen has TP as well, by the way. He's just going to TP top. They're not even opting into...
Wait.
Oh, they're looking for Ruler. There's
Ruler
a Mega Gnar coming.
is walking relatively slowly. Oh, they're going to play Ring Around the Rosy. He gets the trap down as Keen's going to show up with the Destiny Gate. Net is going to give some space there to Ruler as Keen could be the sacrificial TF, and I believe he is. Protect the president sometimes with your life.
Yep. Ends up being a collapse that works pretty well for Nongshim. They also get the TP from Keen out for that play.
Hang on a second.
Scout's in trouble.
Yeah, they do stop the backs though, so it's 4 versus 3 at this point in time. Dura relatively low, but Canyon isn't. He is very scary on this Trundle. And Nongshim are just going to back away. These health bars just are not high enough. However, maybe a bit of an angle here towards Canyon, who does get knocked away by the Crescent Guard. Chovy's still hunting for some more damage. He flashes forward, finds the ulti on Sponge to wipe him out, and gets Lahens as well for the double. He will die for it, but I guess it's probably worth, and he probably had a great time while he was doing it.
Yeah, picks up those 2 kills, and Nongshim trying to see if there's an angle still available. Kingen has a Mega Gnar, but gets pilled here.
When does this ever end? As they dive on top of Ruler, Kingen taking a lot of damage, a Scout as well with that burst. As can't quite see what's going on. There it is, does manage to get a charge. Scout is going to get a death, so that is going to be another one in the middle column there. And Taeyeon also taking chunks of damage here from Ruler.
Gen.G are moving in to secure this. If they get control of the area, it's going to be so hard.
Well, Chovy teleported in for this one as he does run very, very quickly. And gets himself out of the way. Ruler also doing a decent amount of work. There is the rebuttal on the tidal wave. Ace in the hole comes in. Lahen's taken down to 50% health before anything's really happened. As the Peacemaker also doing a whole bunch of work. But Gen.G not really finding the angle to start off this fight. As Keen wanting to get in there with a gold card, goes between the worlds, but gets into the brush here that Gen.G has control vision of. Now Canyon moving on over as Kingen jumps in, gets the Gnar only onto the Trundle, and he's got the subjugation to keep himself safe. The Twisted Fate destroys Taeyeon. And now Sponge is just running for the hills. The rest of Gen.G chasing after Scout and Lahens as Scout is just going to explode. The double kill comes through from Chovy here, who's having a day out on the Mel. And they'll take themselves a Dragon Soul and then a Nexus if they want to, kind of anything.
Fights that are just so good at moving together as a unit.
This is what we were expecting to see from Gen.G this entire season. As Canyon going to get knocked up there by the tidal wave. Dura I don't think is going to be able to completely save him, but the Blast Cone will. Thank you, Infernal Rift. As Kingen with a Gnar bar, pretty charged, doesn't get the hop on top of Canyon, but will be able to wallop him. Gets the Gnar back as well. Let's see whether the subjugation can keep him alive, and it absolutely can. And in the meantime, Ruler is taking out the Gnar. He is also going to get taken down by Sponge, though, so pretty good news here for Nongshim, going 1-for-1 at any stage of this game with a 12,000 gold deficit. You're pretty happy with.
Oh, Keen's coming.
Yeah, here's the wraparound, and Canyon just going to move in. His engage is putting his body in front of him, and honestly, it's working. As the Mel is going to be able to pick up the Aurora, that is so much damage onto Sponge, nothing he can do. A double kill for Chovy, a double kill for Canyon, and Gen.G will waltz down the mid lane after another ace. And so Kingen, level 15, can he manage to save this? That's the question. As the snare almost connects, Keen taking a lot of damage from the turret, but my goodness, Chovy's passive really doing some work here on this Mel as Taeyeon, he comes out of the fountain, and he is going to watch his Nexus explode. 23-0.